The boxing match between Ben Askren and Jake Paul was the most bet boxing match of 2021. Now, I'm aware of what happened this weekend. Jake Paul knocked out Ben Askren in the first round because my son and his friends were obsessed with this. I had dinner with Stevie on Saturday night. He blessed us with his presence. He doesn't deign to hang out with us much, but he had an early dinner with Stace and me before he went. And all he talked about was this fight. He and all his friends were getting together, and they were all watching this. So the biggest sporting event of the weekend wasn't really a sporting event. It was a show. It was dripping with celebrity. And that speaks volumes about our culture. The people who run the big sports leagues in America today should be paying close attention. Again, all these 18-year-old kids were obsessed with this. Do you know who aren't regular sports fans the way they used to be? 18-year-old kids. This is the number one reason why the NFL has navigated this tricky course more effectively than other sports, because young people want two things today. They want an event, and they want to be part of it. Let's start with the event. Football has 16 games. Now it's going to be 17 games. I have said repeatedly, be careful how many you add, because the scarcity of product is the number one thing NFL has going for it. Number one is that every game feels important. And the problem the other major sports have, no matter what else they do, is that their games don't all feel like events. You can't convince me that if I miss this, and I'm missing anything that really matters. It may be entertaining. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. At some point here, I think I'm going to sneeze, which is distracting me.
God bless you.
I may be entertained by watching this, but I don't feel there's an urgency in the event that I miss it. Football has that. College football has it. Pro football has it. The Olympics have it. Events have it. That's what an event means. It's the definition of an event. The second thing they want is to be a part of it. They want to be a part of it. My kids want to be a part of stuff that's going on because that is their expectation. When I was young, I just watched. Being a sports fan was a passive activity. I had no desire or expectation that I would be a part of what was going on. Today, with fantasy football especially, young people are. They're a part of what's going on. Plus, their connection to the players is totally different from mine. I remember seeing Ken O'Brien one time as a kid. My father got us into that club where you go and after a game, at a Jet game, you could go and you could eat. You know, that was like that private club you could go to. I don't even remember how we got in, but somehow we're in there. And Ken O'Brien walks in. He was quarterback of the Jets then. I almost fainted. I was like, Dad, that's Ken O'Brien. He walks among us. Like he's an NFL quarterback. I couldn't ever be in the same room with him. I certainly don't know anything about him. That he was walking with a woman. I was like, Dad, I think Ken O'Brien might be married. Like, I didn't know anything about Ken O'Brien except that he was the quarterback of the Jets. And that's the point. These days, these guys are intimately connected to the fans. So this guy, Jake Paul, who, again, I think it's pretty safe to say that if I didn't have kids, I wouldn't know who he was. But I'm acutely aware of who he and Logan Paul are, largely because a few years ago, when my son was a little too young, we banned him from following them on YouTube because there was a lot of stuff on there that I didn't want Stevie seeing when he was 12 or 13. Well, we're long past that now. But my point is, these guys are megastars, and the reason they are is because they make a connection with young people. My son has never met and will never meet Jake Paul, but thinks he knows him intimately. And that's kind of the missing piece of the puzzle here with sports. Athletes, the ones that are doing that, I think, are rapidly ascending. So the guys with their big profiles on social media and all the rest of that, Juju Smith-Schuster is the best example I can think of that. That's why he's doing TikTok dances on the opposing team's logo. Not because he's trying to be disrespectful to the other teams. It's because it's what his fans want. And he has connected. My son will say, Dad, Juju Smith-Schuster is the most lit player in the NFL. And that's why. And he cares about that more than he cares about how many touchdowns he scores.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.